visiting with Chad Miller, and he's a deputy sheriff for Jackson County Sheriff's Office, and he's running for election to Ward 3 with the Medford City Council. Chad, the Greenway is along Bear Creek, and it goes along I-5, goes right through the middle of Ward 3. This possibly could be a great needed voice for Ward 3.
I think the sadness that has happened over the last month with the fires that went through Ward 3, it kind of brings it to attention. If maybe people were ignoring the issues that were going on there because maybe I don't go down to the Greenway, I don't ride my bikes, I don't go down there. The Greenway is established and we're all taking care of it through our tax dollars. You know, it's not a place that is necessarily encouraged by the people who reside here to go down there and recreate. And I think it should be. I think it should be a place that it could be a highlight of our community where people would come through and not just look at it when they drive by, but actually go take part, maybe park and then enjoy themselves on a Saturday morning. You know,
go for a long walk
and feel safe doing so. Right now, it currently isn't. And I think if we can get back to that place or get to that place where you could see clearly when you walk, you could see rather than having a lot of blackberries bushes and you see a tent over there and you're wondering, oh, is someone living there? What's the deal? This is not a campground.
Exactly.
And then you're seeing like trash and things like that are, it looks obviously that maybe people are hanging out that aren't recreating.
Has the city council, I mean, I know they've dealt with this a lot, the tiny homes and that type of thing, trying to help assist. And there's a lot of nonprofit in Medford that assists with this homelessness. The next thing I think what it takes is just active, vibrant people that are willing to affect change. Is it?
I think that we need more of that. I think we need not just law enforcement going down there and inciting people and cleaning the Greenway. We've been doing that since I got on. That was one of the first things I did when I was on training on the road with Jackson County Sheriff's Office. Is we went through and we were doing a Greenway sweep where we went through, we did ID checks, we tried to clear out camping, gave out notices, got 24 hours to vacate the area. We've been doing that since 2009. So it's a common thing that we do, and we've collaborated with Central Point, with the city of Medford and Talent and all the way up. The agencies kind of help police that area in Greenway, and we do it a couple times a month. We've trying to get more active in doing it, but I think this brings it to the forefront where these fires, the conditions were perfect for a fire to spread as fast as it was, but I think a lot of the idea that it was all natural causes, I think a lot of people question whether or not it was man.
Yeah, they're in the middle of an investigation on that.
Right.
Exactly. So, I would say, Chad, that it sounds to me you've got 10 years of hands-on experience dealing with the Greenway based off of your law enforcement experience with Jackson County Sheriff's Office.
Yes, I know the crimes that take place when people come in. I can see where they reside there and frequent there. And then with the sweeps, we get a lot of the criminals that are brought in there. They're hiding out there on the Greenway. They're maybe doing drug deals, or they're hiding with warrants. And sometimes what's surprising is the people that we pick up on the Greenway that aren't from our area. What's shocking is I've heard over and over the years that they came to Medford because they heard that it was friendly and it was an ideal community for the homeless, that they actually have resources for the homeless, and this is a good place where the police don't bother them. They can get what they need.
That's interesting.
And it's good that the community is viewed that way as far as safe and they want to help. But I think it's a ideal situation for a person who wants to take advantage of a system, and it just keeps them coming.
Exactly. So solution oriented, what would be some ideas that you've got toward the Greenway that you would bring forth to the council?
To the council, I think we need to collaborate with other areas that have similar type of setups, whether it be over in Bend, they have the Old Mill District where they have a similar Greenway that goes right along with the river. And I think something like that, so we could talk to people who actually have this in place, and we can get some information on, okay, how financially do you guys deal with this? How do you deal with helping, and also how do you beautify the area without damaging nature? Because I want to make sure that here in Southern Oregon, we want to make sure that the nature is not contaminated with.
Exactly.
Right.
In Bear Creek, the beautification of Bear Creek.
Right.
Exactly.
You want natural growth. You want stuff that is native to this area. You don't want to, blackberries everywhere where you can't move around, and that kind of alters people's views. The landscape is not necessarily.
Do you think, Chad, that with your experience on the Greenway, kind of taking inventory and names and numbers of folks that are coming from out of the area, just the fact that they have to give their name to law enforcement or authorities kind of makes them stand up straight and go, ooh, if I go in there, they're going to require some accountability.
Yeah, I think that has definitely helped out in the past, is when we do go through there and we clean up, we actually we trespass people. And the more frequent we go through there, the less amount of trouble we see the next time we go through. With the COVID, that was a kind of a kick in the gut for all kinds of reasons, the Greenway mostly, because they were told that they can stay there, and we didn't want people moving around because of COVID and tracking. It kind of reversed
a whole new thing,
and it kind of reversed a lot of the good work that was being done there. Then shortly after, we're still in COVID, but guess what? We have the fire, and then we have people who are actually living out there because of the COVID, and we haven't been enforcing a lot of the trespassing because we didn't want people moving around that we can track, and we didn't want infection rates if they did spread, which we didn't have infection rates on the Greenway, but just on the off chance that there were, we would want people walking all throughout town and having issues.
Wow. Chad, great feedback. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.